Does that ever look like classic Need for Speed? Hot Pursuit right there. C5 Corvette. Beautiful. Fuck, she's low, boys! Are we gonna fucking make it? Oh my god. Thank God. How's it going, everybody? Cameron here at Canadian Gamer. Back with another video. It's been a couple of days. First off, let me show you here, beer of the day. Landshark, relatively new type of beer. If I'm not mistaken, it's been out for a couple of years. It's not new, but apparently I had it wrong. I thought this was Jimmy Buffett's beer that he's come out with, if you will. But no, this is just a beer that's done by Busch, Anheuser-Busch. Is that how you pronounce it? And they've sponsored Jimmy Buffett. So he has ties to Landshark, but it's not a craft beer by any means. It is a mass-produced, kind of like an island lager, a little bit like Corona. Apparently Jimmy Buffett used to be sponsored by Corona as well. I don't know these things. So we'll let this head settle down a bit before we have a sip. How you guys doing? How you doing? So I got a funny story for you. Before we get into that, I'll show you guys. I've managed to pick up a few things out in the wild. The first thing is right here. You can see I finally picked up the orange box for the Xbox 360. Now this has always eluded me. I have found it before in the wild, but the prices have always been absolutely ridiculous for this for whatever reason. One of the more desirable Xbox 360 and PS3 games for sure. Now, obviously, I have Half-Life 2 on the original Xbox, but it would be nice to be able to play it upscaled. I think this might even be backwards compatible with the Xbox One. So it says Half-Life 2 Episode 2, so I don't know if maybe that's the DLC. I'll have to look at it. We've got Team Fortress 2, doesn't really interest me. And then Portal. So Portal interests me. I've never played it. I'm a huge fan of the film 2001: A Space Odyssey, and also the sequel, 2010, The Year We Make Contact. And Portal's got a little bit of a 2001: A Space Odyssey vibe with regards to Gladys, from what I've heard, from what I've been told. So yeah, absolutely ecstatic to have this. It's a mint copy. No scratches on the disc, CIB. It even has the original security device enclosed. So I think the security device is actually still in here too. So yeah, pretty cool. I got this for $10. Plus I think it was 30% off, so I got it for a few dollars less than that. Extremely happy to have that. You can tell this is a Canadian variant too, because you've got the orange box, and then right underneath La Boyette orange. You can see that there. Exclusive Francais French ports up in my neck of the woods. So if ever any of you guys are interested in having any of those types of variants, you know, you can always reach out to me and I can look into it for you. The other pickup, I'm not saying this is anything special. I'm a huge fan. I've never been there. Huge fan of the Grand Canyon. I'd love to visit it someday. Even the film, Lawrence Kasdan's The Grand Canyon, starring Steve Martin and a host of other incredible actors in it as well. Is Steve Martin in it? Yeah, he is. And Kevin Kline. Real good movie. If you've never seen it before, it's kind of like almost like a sequel to The Big Chill. So it's one of those movies. Another Lawrence Kasdan classic. And I got the soundtrack here, the original soundtrack to the film Grand Canyon. Now, yeah, beautiful artwork on here. This is actually not for the soundtrack to that movie I was just talking about. There's actually a Walt Disney Presents Grand Canyon Suite. So it came out in the 60s, I believe. And it's actually on YouTube if you want to check it out. I actually went ahead and watched it. and there's no dialogue in the documentary. It's just beautiful scenery of the Grand Canyon with a lot of the wild animals that are living in the Grand Canyon. You know, mountain lions, all that good stuff. So I highly recommend checking it out. It's about 30 minutes long, and when you watch it, the soundtrack on the documentary is essentially what we have here. So yeah, really happy to have it. And when you open it up, there's some nice artwork in here as well. I won't go too far into it. I know you're not all vinyl collectors, but yeah, really happy to have that. See, there's a little hole there as well. I don't know if you guys saw that. A lot of the vinyl from the 60s and 70s, when it was sold at retail, for whatever reason, they would punch holes through it. So it's not the first time I've seen that before. It is what it is. So yeah, let me have a sip of the beer here, and we'll get started on my story. It tastes like nectar. It's hot up here in Ontario, Canada. We've been going through a hell of a heat wave. We need some rain really bad. So, actually, before I get to my story, I just want to mention here, I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 extensively the last couple of nights, catching up on all the side missions that I didn't actually get a chance to complete. I just went right through the main campaign when I played the game back when it came out. Hard to believe, almost a year ago. And now that I've played through a lot of the side missions, I have to say, if any of you guys or gals out there that are looking to dip your toe in the Cyberpunk water, I'm looking at you, Marcus, and also Lawrence as well. Make sure you play the side missions before you finish the game. That's all I'm going to say, because now that I'm playing the side missions, there's so much that could have been part of the main quest that's in there as a side mission that sort of ties into everything. Spoiler alert, there's a side mission where you end up fucking Pan Am inside this rocket ship, if you will, a spaceship. And there's also a scene where you get on stage and you're in a rock band and you're playing a concert. And then there's another mission where you get what's his face, Johnny Silverhand's jacket, and you get his Porsche vehicle as well. So lots of stuff that you can do in these side missions. So I'm having a blast with it. And yeah, with all the patches, I think it was like over 30 gigabyte patch installed it. I have seen some differences. The game does still have some glitches here and there, but it definitely is running a lot more stable than when it first launched, at least on the Xbox One. One thing that I noticed that nobody really pointed this out but me, but when the game first launched, the garbage bags, they really annoyed me. So CD Projekt, they made the garbage bags in the game. They tried to make it look transparent, but it didn't look good, at least on the last gen consoles. So I wish I had an image of it, but the garbage bags, they all had this transparent look to it, and they all looked the same. And you'd see piles and piles of garbage bags, and they all just looked really weird. It's like they're trying to make it look like there's pop cans inside the garbage bags. It just didn't look good. So they've totally redesigned the garbage bags in the game from what I saw. And now the garbage bags are not transparent anymore. They look more realistic. Typically, they're like blue, gray, black. And it just looks much better. The aesthetic of the garbage bags, I know it's an OCD thing for me. OCD. Can't even talk. It's so hot. But yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I'm having a blast with it. It's just the open world in that game. It's not quite as big as, say, like a Red Dead Redemption 2. It's hard to really go out of the city and just sort of look around there. I don't know. I find that the open world just isn't that big. It's dense, but it's just not that big. And I don't know. Hopefully when the DLC comes out, if it's for single-player campaign, which I believe it is, I'll definitely be looking forward to that. I think CD Projekt Red may have scrapped multiplayer plans for this game altogether, so I can see why. Obviously, they need to just fix the game right now, and then maybe later on down the road they can worry about multiplayer. So the last thing I'll mention here at the 9-minute mark, funny story about a rental car I had. So got in a car accident recently, and no, it wasn't me that caused the accident. My car was parked on the road, and somebody backed into my car. some dipshit. Long story short, went through insurance, got the vehicle fixed. While the vehicle was in for repairs, the rental company, all the rental companies for that matter, up in Ottawa, were sold out. No rentals available. I didn't have a rental. So eventually they got me a rental. It got me in a rental. It was like a Hyundai Kona. Biggest piece of shit ever. So I finally got my car back yesterday and I returned the rental. And the guy asked me about my experience and I was like, well, it was okay. I'm like, I'm not too crazy about the fact that you guys had to hunt down a rental for me. And there was a big delay getting me into a rental. And he says to me, I swear to God, he's like, I do apologize. He's like, right now in the automotive industry, they're having an issue with chip shortages. So yeah, he blamed it on chip shortages. Good God. So that's it. That's my story about chip shortages and rentals. So yeah, it is what it is. So that's pretty much it for this video. Right at the 10 minute and 30-second mark. I'm going to finish this beer. I'll probably play a little bit more of Cyberpunk tonight. And let me know what you guys think of my most recent pickup here. Is this a good version of Half-Life 2? Is it just a straight up port of the original Xbox version, or is it closer to the PC? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. You people are wonderful and beautiful. You take care.
Chillin' and chillin', chillin' and chillin', chillin' and chillin' in my hot tub with Smash JT. Chillin' and chillin', chillin' and chillin', chillin' and chillin' in my hot tub with Smash JT. Oh no, it's Turbo Joe. Go back to Durkistan. Oh no, it's Turbo Joe. Go back to Durkistan. Oh no, it's Retro.